What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Ticker Feed video and welcome to the Ticker Feed family. So today what we're going to be talking about is Castor Maritime, or ticker symbol CTRM, and the new vessel acquisition. Also, I'll be talking about the Baltic Exchange Dry Index, and then we'll finish the video off with a chart analysis. Guys, welcome to the Ticker Feed video. Welcome to the Ticker Feed family. I really do, again, as always, appreciate you taking the time to listen to this video, and I'm super pumped about this company, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so for those who are tuning in the video for the first time to learn about Castor Maritime, here's a quick little snippet or summary of the company. Now, they say they are a growth-oriented global shipping company engaged in seaborne transportation of a wide range of dry bulk commodities along worldwide shipping routes through our ownership of dry bulk vessels. So for example, what they like to transport is iron ore. Now, Castor Maritime was incorporated and took ownership of its first vessel, Magic P, in September 2017. December 2018, they entered NOTC under the ticker Castor. Then on February 2019, they entered the NASDAQ capital market under the ticker symbol, what is now known as CTRM. Now, September the 29th, they took delivery of Magic Sun. October the 2019th, delivery of Magic Moon. August 2020, took delivery of Magic Rainbow. October 2020, took delivery of Magic Horizon. October 2020 as well, took delivery of Magic Nova. And then 2021 of March, took delivery of Magic Venus and took delivery of Wonder Polaris. So that's a quick little summary of the company. So this is the latest news. So Castor Maritime announces new vessel acquisition and the delivery of the MT Wonder Polaris. Now, on March 12, 2021, Castor Maritime, or the company, a diversified global shipping company, announces that it entered through a separate wholly owned subsidiary into an agreement to purchase a 2011 Japanese-built Kamsarmax dry bulk carrier from an unaffiliated third party for a purchase price of $16.85 million. The acquisition is expected to be consummated by taking delivery of the vessel sometime between the second and third quarter of this year, and is subject to the satisfaction of certain customary closing conditions. Okay, so first of all, the acquisition expected to be second or third quarter of this year. To me, that's a great positive catalyst that later down the road, it's only going to increase the stock, right? Now, the company also announced that on March 11, 2021, it took delivery of the MT Wonder Polaris, the 2005 Korean-built Aframax or LRT tanker, and it agreed to acquire as previously announced on February 11, 2021. The MT Wonder Polaris is currently employed under a time charter contract with a minimum duration of about 1 year at a minimum gross daily hire of $15,000. The MT Wonder Polaris acquisition was financed in its entirety with cash on hand. Okay, so that's another thing. I am huge on companies if they can, or if they're in a place where they're allowed to either pay off something or pay something in cash. So for me, that's a huge indicator that they are trying to go in a certain direction or pivot in a certain direction. And so buying a ship right out, I really do appreciate that. Now, according to the CEO of Castor, he says, "We are pleased to announce our 8th vessel acquisition in 2021 with the addition of another Kamsarmax dry bulk vessel, our 5th to Castor's fleet. Upon completion of our recently announced acquisitions, our fleet will consist of 14 vessels. In addition, we are also happy to announce the successful delivery of our first 2 Aframax LR2 tankers, marking our foray in the tanker market." So again, I really do appreciate that, because the more dry bulk vessels they get, that allows more opportunity to transfer more product, right? I mean, that's common sense. So for me, the more they get, it's just more money. That's just reoccurring revenue over and over and over. And I can tell you personally, I used to be what's called a petroleum field inspector, where I used to have to transfer product on barges from from either sometimes from a barge to a barge or from a barge to a shore tank, transferring it through the lines. And I can tell you, some of those barges, for example, they can hold 27,000 barrels of crude oil. So just like these tankers, the amount that they can hold and the bigger size that these ships they get, it's going to be more money. So I wanted to point this out because this is a huge positive indicator, and I'm sure you've probably seen that on the chart, which we'll take a look at here in a minute. But still, that's what we want to see. That's great news. And so let's go ahead and talk about the Baltic Exchange Dry Index. Baltic Dry Index is reported daily by the Baltic Exchange in London. The index provides a benchmark for the price of moving the major raw materials by sea. The index is a composite of three sub-indices that measure different sizes of dry bulk carriers. Capsize, which typically transport iron ore, so that's going to be Castor Maritime, or coal cargoes of about 150,000 tons. Panamax, which usually carry coal or grain cargoes of about 60,000 to 70,000 tons, and the Supramax, with the carrying capacity between 48,000 and 60,000 tons. The Baltic Dry Index takes into account 23 different shipping routes carrying coal, iron ore, grain, and many other commodities, which is going to be, again, correlating with Castor Maritime. So what I wanted to point out looking at this chart, you can see October the 20th on the 6th, you've got it marked here, right? Right here on this spot on this chart, right? So you look over at the trend line, and it's almost equivalent, not quite there, but almost equivalent to where we had dropped off. And so I wanted to point that out. Now here's the other news. The Baltic Exchange Main Sea Freight Index extended losses for a second straight session and went down 0.5% to 1960 on Friday, but not far from a 5-month high of 1980 touched earlier this week. The Capsize Index, which tracks iron ore and coal cargoes, declined 3.5% to 2019. Meanwhile, the Panamax Index, which measures coal or grain cargo, rose 1.1% to 2,242, and the Supramax Index advanced 26 points to a touch of a new record high of 2,077. The Baltic Dry Index rose 7.2% in the second week of March, extending a 9% gain in the previous week. So, I also wanted to point out, just a month ago, the BDI was at 1,315. On Friday, the website, which is the one that I'm currently on at tradingeconomics.com, clocked at 1,829. That's a gain of 39% in less than 30 days, and it is indicative of good pricing power among dry bulk shipping stocks that should translate into gains in revenue and profits in the quarters to come. So I just wanted to point that out. So let's go ahead and look at the chart. Okay, so looking at the chart currently, CTRM, or Castor Maritime, is at $1.02. Okay, now it is up 3.14%, which is amazing. Okay, now looking at the trend line, if you want to draw all the way back to March 30th, 2020, you can see that the price was 97 cents, right? So fast forward today, which is almost March 2021, you're looking at $1.02. So it's, I mean, right there already, that's great news, right? So that's what you want to see. Now, looking at the trend line itself, you had a high, which is going to be on February 11, 2021, right? But that's going to be around the time when the correction in the market took place. So you're going to see that dip, right? So let's expand this out real quick. You're going to see the dip, right? You're going to see the real body and that wick going up all the way to $1.95, but then you see these real bodies drop, right? So watch the trend line. But now you can see that it's slowly progressing back up. Now part of that catalyst is going to be with that new vessel acquisition, right? But with that being said, again, like I was saying earlier, the more of these vessels that they have, the more opportunity they're going to transport more of those of the products themselves, and so it's only going to continue to decrease on this chart. So I think we're looking really good. I like finishing on the green, and so I just wanted to point this out for you. I hope this helped you make some decision on whatever decision you're trying to make, And so guys, I really do appreciate you tuning in, and as always, welcome to the Ticker Feed family.